The famous Irish spice bag. Chips, crispy chicken, vegetables and spices, drenched in curry sauce. Such a simple yet amazing creation. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely unreal. Let's rock. What's happening, folks? This time last year I made a spice bag video which did pretty well considering I'm a very small channel, but today I'm doing a new and improved version and learning from past mistakes. So first, start by slicing 2 to 3 boneless skinless chicken thighs into strips. And as stated in this channel plenty of times before, you can use breasts, but thighs are way more juicier, tastier and cheaper. Now we're going to velvet the chicken. This is a little simple process takeaways use to keep their meat soft and tender even after frying. This is something I didn't know about back down when I made the first video. All you have to do is just coat your chicken with a teaspoon of baking soda, an egg white, salt and pepper, some rice wine vinegar. Then you can add some other stuff if you'd like. Personally, I enjoy adding a teaspoon of soy sauce and some sesame oil to give some extra flavour. Let it rest for at least 30 minutes or ideally overnight if you can. I did this and it made such a massive difference in the flavour. While the time is passing by, I like to clean up a bit, prep some other stuff like the oil and the veg. For the veg, I just use 1 to 2 spring onions, half white onion, cut to your liking, 1 to 2 chillies and some bell pepper. For the veg, it really is up to you, folks. You can use more pepper, you can use less onion, you can add some carrot, you can leave out some veg. But the only thing I'd advise is never leave out is some chilli. The name of the dish is a spice bag, so you have to have some spice and some kick. That's the whole point of it. Now if you're new to the channel and enjoying the content, folks, why not drop a like and subscribe, it's much appreciated. Good. Next, transfer your chicken into something big enough for mixing. Then add a good amount of cornstarch and just a little bit of flour. When you mix it all around, it should have quite a sticky texture just like this. In the past, I used to add equal parts flour and cornstarch into the same bowl with the egg white. This would make my chicken have too much of a coating. It was still delicious, but when you're having a good spice bag, you don't want your chicken to have too much coating or breading. After all this, your oil should be hot enough, so it's time to start frying. For the chips, it's pretty straightforward. You can cut them yourself or use frozen chips like I have here. Just make sure they're straight cut chips and not french fries or steak cut chips. Fry your chicken in 2-3 batches if you have to. Just make sure you don't overcrowd the pan and take your time. Now in regards of the frying the chicken and the chips, you don't want to fully cook these yet. You just want to cook until they're 80% done. The reasons behind this are, when you fry them for the second time, they'll be extra crispier. Also, I don't like to have too much going on when I'm frying. So while these are chilling on the side, 80% done, I went ahead and made my egg fried rice and curry sauce and the seasoning. But the main reason is you want everything to be done, so when you fry these for the second time and the minute they're finished, you want to transfer them to a pan straight away with that seasoning. You want the oil on the chips and chicken to be hot and for that seasoning to latch on to it straight away to make sure it's all coated properly and it gives it that nice red stain. For the seasoning, you've probably seen me go over this plenty of times on the channel before, especially recently, but I'll go over it again in case somebody's new, and also added 2 extra bits to it today. So just add half a teaspoon of five spice, half a teaspoon of sugar, and a full teaspoon of salt, white pepper, MSG, chili flakes, paprika, and the 2 extra bits I've added today is a teaspoon of chili powder for some more colour and kick, and a teaspoon of onion powder, as I feel like it pairs really well with the chicken. Now this new spice mix is so much more flavourful than my last one. If you did like my last one, you'll really like this one. It's so much more well balanced and flavourful. I made the mistake in the last one of adding too much five spice, so make sure you don't do that, as a little bit of five spice goes a long way. Time for the second fry of the chicken and the chips now, and make sure on the side you have another pot or pan with the veg in it and the seasoning ready to go. So when that's done frying, you transfer it into that straight away, toss on that seasoning and give everything a really good mix. Add 2 cloves of garlic, and if you feel like you need to add more colour, just add a bit more paprika. Make sure every piece of chicken, chips and vegetables is covered well and has a nice red tint. The best spice bags have a bit of colour. Now I thought the last one I made a year ago was nice, but fuck me, this is unreal, folks. It looks exactly like a spice bag and actually tastes nicer than one, no joke. I never thought I'd say that, but I finally cracked the flavours and textures down, so doing it freshly homemade gives it that edge over ordering a spice bag. Now if you enjoyed my last one, you're going to proper love this one, I promise you. Anyone that enjoys a spice bag, we all know it's enough for 2 big servings, but I was extra hungry for a Chinese today, so I served this on top of a bed of egg fried rice and drenched it with a load of curry sauce. If you want to see how I made that curry sauce, click this video right here. And lastly, shout out to all the fellow Irish living away from home. You should definitely give this a bash to remind you from the food from back home. And there, yeah, I suppose that's that, isn't it? Tops. Don't forget to stay nasty, folks. Skip.